Welcome to a full-length masterclass on original chart rectification and advanced horoscope analysis for distinctive creative voices. We examined Sylvia Plath, Skin of Skunk Anansi, and the experimental rapper Bus Driver in depth. Our methods move beyond conventional event matching into creative resonance, output signature mapping, multi-layered harmonic calibration, and identity breakthrough scanning.
We begin with Sylvia Plath. Confirmed data places her birth on the 27th of October, 1932, at 2:10 in the afternoon in Boston, Massachusetts. This yields an Aquarius ascendant near 29 degrees, Scorpio sun in the 8th house, and Libra moon. Even with high quality data, advanced rectification can refine the exact angular degrees using creative milestones as primary anchors.
Our first original technique is creative peak resonance rectification. Identify the dates of major published works, manuscript acceptances, or intense creative periods. Then test small increments of birth time, usually in 2 to 5 minute steps, to discover which ascendant and midheaven degrees produce the strongest harmonic links between progressed or solar arc directed planets and the natal angles at those exact creative moments.
For Plath, key calibration points include the acceptance of the Colossus, the composition and publication of the Ariel poems, and the writing of the bell jar. When the progressed moon or directed Mercury forms precise contacts with the refined ascendant or midheaven during these windows, the chart gains psychological sharpness. The late Aquarius rising already resonates with her innovative poetic voice and the tension of Uranus in Aries.
A secondary layer is crisis creative dual mapping. Periods of profound personal crisis often coincide with breakthrough output in confessional artists. Testing the placement of Saturn relative to the 12th house cusp and its aspects to the luminaries during known difficult periods allows fine adjustment of the angles without discarding the core data. The result is a more precise instrument for understanding the interplay of suffering and genius.
We also apply solar arc direction resonance. Direct the natal chart by solar arc to the exact dates of major creative peaks and observe which small time adjustments bring directed planets into exact angular contact. This method is especially useful for confirming the midheaven degree, which governs public recognition of the work.
Moving to Skin of Skunk Anansi, born Deborah Ann Dyer on the 3rd of August 1967 in Brixton, London. Leo's sun is clear. No public birth time exists. Here we deploy output signature rectification. We gather release dates of core albums such as Paranoid and Sunburnt, Stoosh, and Post-Orgasmic Chill, plus major live breakthroughs including the Glastonbury headline performance.
We reverse engineer the most probable rising sign by testing which ascendant creates the strongest angular activation of Mars, Uranus, and the Sun during those peak creative and public moments. Leo energy demands visibility and radical self definition. Rising signs that place the Leo Sun near an angle or in tight aspect to the midheaven amplify the commanding stage presence and the iconic shaved head identity statement.
An additional original filter is identity breakthrough scanning. Moments of deliberate visual or sonic reinvention become secondary rectification markers. When transiting or progressed Uranus contacts the tested midheaven or ascendant during such reinventions, the candidate rising sign gains higher probability. Fire and air signs consistently score higher for Skin's chart in this method.
We further incorporate collaborative and band formation timing. The exact period when Skunk Anansi solidified its lineup and first performed becomes another calibration window. Rising signs that activate the 11th house or place Venus or Mars on angles during that formative phase receive higher weighting in the overall probability assessment.
For Bus Driver, born Regan Farquhar on the 12th of February 1978 in Los Angeles, Aquarius Sun signals originality and intellectual rebellion. Again, no exact time is public. We introduce lyric density mapping. This technique correlates the conceptual complexity, speed, and abstract density of successive albums with secondary progressions of Mercury and Uranus relative to possible ascendants and midheavens.
Albums such as Temporary Forever, Cosmic Cleavage, Fear of a Black Tangent, and later works serve as anchors, rising signs that place Mercury or Uranus on angles during the Project Blowed formative years and the early solo breakthrough period produce the most coherent match with his rapid-fire, highly conceptual lyric style. Air and fixed rising signs tend to perform best under this method.
A complementary technique is collaborative network rectification. Bus drivers' extensive collaborations become additional data points. Moments of high profile features or collective projects are tested against possible angles to see which configuration activates the 7th or 11th houses most strongly during those periods of creative exchange.
We also apply conceptual breakthrough timing. Sudden shifts in style or lyrical complexity are mapped against secondary progressed Mercury stations or Uranus contacts to candidate angles. The rising sign that consistently aligns these internal creative leaps with angular activation receives elevated probability.
Across all three figures, the principle remains consistent. Creative output itself becomes the primary rectification language. External biographical events are secondary. The chart is treated as a living instrument that can be tuned by listening carefully to the artist's own work across time.
These methods are probabilistic and artistic rather than absolute. They respect the known data where it exists and offer structured ways to explore unknown birth times through the unique frequency of each creative voice. The goal is deeper insight into how the sky's geometry interacts with individual genius.
Sylvia Plath's intensity, Skin's fierce public presence, and bus driver's conceptual velocity each become clearer when the angles are refined through resonance with their own output. Advanced astrology is careful listening made technical.
Practice these techniques with any creative figure whose body of work is substantial. Track the matches between refined angles and creative peaks. Over time, the system reveals patterns that standard biography alone cannot show. The sky speaks, the artist answers. Rectification helps us hear both more clearly.
In summary, creative peak resonance, crisis creative dual mapping, output signature rectification, identity breakthrough scanning, lyric density mapping, and collaborative network rectification form a coherent toolkit for advanced original work. Apply them with rigor, humility, and respect for the living artist.
This full length exploration of original rectification techniques applied to Sylvia Plath, Skin of Skunk, Anansi, and Bus Driver is now complete. Observe with precision, refine with respect, listen deeply to both the sky and the work.